Have you ever felt like God showed you who your person is, but then everything went silent? Like heaven whispered their name, but earth made you wait? Sometimes the most painful thing isn't not knowing who's yours, it's knowing and being told to wait. See, divine timing doesn't always align with human desire. You can recognize the person, feel that peace in your spirit. Every sign points toward them, yet for reasons you can't understand, God says, not now. That's when faith gets tested. Not faith to believe for love, but faith to wait in love. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." That means it's not about when you're ready, it's about when the purpose is ready. But let me ask you something real. What if God's delay isn't rejection, but protection? What if He's still preparing both of you, shaping your character so you won't destroy what He designed? Before we go deeper, I want you to drop a word that resonates with your spirit right now in the comments. Maybe it's faith, patience, or timing. Because when you speak it, you claim it. Now listen closely. When God confirms your spouse, there's peace. But that peace doesn't mean the process will be easy. It simply means His hand is on it. Sometimes He hides the promise behind silence, not because He's forgotten you, but because He's testing what you'll do when nothing seems to move. The waiting phase can feel like a wilderness. You question everything. Did I hear God clearly? You replay every conversation, every sign, every dream. But here's the truth. God doesn't tease His chosen ones. If He revealed it, He intends to fulfill it. Think of Joseph. God showed him a dream of rulership, yet before the crown came betrayal and prison. Why? Because delay is God's classroom. He teaches through time. He matures through silence. So maybe your wait isn't punishment, it's preparation. God could be refining your heart, removing pride, teaching you to love from purity, not pressure. Maybe your spouse isn't ready yet. Maybe you're not. And if He gave you what you asked for too soon, it could collapse under the weight of immaturity. Let that sink in. Because when divine timing aligns, everything flows without force. That's the beauty of waiting in God. Stay with me, because in a moment, I'll show you the hidden sign that confirms you're in a divine waiting season, not a denial season. And if you're new here, subscribe and join this community of believers growing in spiritual wisdom and purpose. Also, check the playlist God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One in the description. It'll deepen your understanding of what God is doing behind the scenes. But before we go to that next revelation, let me ask you, what do you do when God confirms your promise but tells you to pause? Because that's where many chosen ones lose faith. And that's exactly where your breakthrough begins. When God says wait, it's not silence, it's strategy. Most people confuse divine silence with divine absence, but silence is often how God speaks the loudest. He's saying, I'm working behind the curtain. Don't touch what I'm still shaping. Think of it like clay on a potter's wheel. The vessel isn't ready until the hands stop spinning. Sometimes God slows the process because your heart, where theirs, would break under the weight of premature purpose. You might see their name everywhere. You might dream of them. You might even feel that spiritual pull that won't let you move on. But remember, spiritual confirmation isn't an invitation to rush. It's a call to trust. Psalm 37:7 says, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." That means your stillness is a signal of faith, not weakness. It's proof that you trust God more than your own timing. But here's the deeper layer most people miss. When God confirms your spouse, He also starts aligning circumstances to reveal their true nature. You'll notice little things: how they handle delay, how they treat people who can't help them, how they react when things don't go their way. Those aren't coincidences. That's God showing you character. Because marriage isn't built on butterflies. It's built on purpose, and purpose requires patience. Sometimes God separates you after confirming someone to purify the connection. He lets distance test the bond. He lets silence test your discernment, and He lets time test your trust. It's not rejection, it's revelation. He's revealing whether that connection is truly divine or just emotional. And here's where many chosen ones break. They confuse movement with progress. Just because something looks still doesn't mean it's dead. Even seeds are buried before they bloom. So when it feels like nothing is happening, remember, God doesn't pause without purpose. He's aligning both paths, teaching both hearts. You're not waiting for them, you're waiting with God. Let me ask you this: have you ever tried to rush something only to realize later that God's delay protected you from heartbreak? Drop a yes in the comments if that's ever happened to you, because your story might encourage someone else who's watching right now. And while you're here, take a moment to explore the playlist, God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One. Every message there connects to this one. It'll help you see the pattern of how God works through timing, not tension. But before we go to the final chapter, I want you to hold this truth. When God confirms your spouse and says wait, it's because He's making sure that what He gives you will never need replacing. He's not withholding love, He's building legacy. And in the next chapter, I'll show you the prophetic signs that reveal when your waiting season is finally about to shift, when heaven begins to whisper, now. You'll know your waiting season is ending when peace begins to replace pressure. You stop trying to make it happen, and you feel a quiet knowing in your spirit. That's not you giving up. That's God giving you rest. When the time is right, everything starts aligning without you forcing a thing. The communication opens again, the understanding deepens, and suddenly what once felt delayed begins to feel destined. But here's the key. Before the promise returns, God will always test your posture. Can you still praise Him while waiting? Can you still serve Him when it seems like the vision is fading? Because true readiness isn't proven by what you say, it's shown by how you wait. Remember Abraham. God promised him a son, yet the years stretched long. Still, Romans 4:20 says, he did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God, but was strengthened in his faith. That's what divine waiting does. It strengthens you for the blessing. Sometimes God keeps you single longer because He's building something unshakable inside you. He's removing the fear of loneliness, healing old wounds, and teaching you to depend on Him, not people, for your joy. Because when you finally meet your ordained one, you won't come from desperation, you'll come from wholeness. Let's be real for a moment. Some of you watching right now have cried, fasted, and questioned heaven. God, did I mishear you? No, you didn't. You just haven't reached the appointed time. Habakkuk 2:3 says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. That word surely means God has already signed it in eternity. It's not if, it's when. So when you feel forgotten, remind your soul, I am not being denied, I am being developed. God doesn't delay to hurt you. He delays to perfect you.
And when it's time, no distance, no confusion, no human interference can stop the connection He has ordained. Listen, when God finally says, "Now," it won't be complicated. There will be confirmation, not confusion. Peace, not panic. Flow, not force. You'll recognize it because it will feel like coming home. So keep your heart pure in the wait. Guard your peace and trust that what's meant for you won't need chasing. It'll align at the appointed time. Before you go, I want you to comment one word that resonates with your spirit right now. Maybe faith, patience, timing, or purpose, because your word is your declaration. If this message spoke to your soul, don't just scroll away. Subscribe for more prophetic insights like this, and go watch the playlist, God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One, linked in the description. Every video there builds on what God is revealing to you today. You're not waiting in vain. You're waiting in purpose. And when it's time, you won't have to ask if it's God. You'll just know.